Hello friends, in our previous video we have set up our servers. This one is SCOM DC1, and then we have cloned to SQL server and then our SCOM server. Okay, and so in today's lesson we are going to change our network configuration so these servers can communicate to each other, and we are going to use static IP instead of automatic. So by default it is automatic, but now we will change it to static and we will provide the IP address. So for SCOM DC1, I will provide 192.168.1.2 and SQL server .3 and SCOM server .4. Or also we are going to use one BG info tool that I will show you. Okay, so first of all, in previous lesson, whenever we are starting our servers, it was showing like press any key to boot from CD or DVD. So first of all we will remove that. So from every servers, go to setting, and then in storage you have to just click on remove from virtual disk. Okay, and for the others also same. So go to storage, and this is already removed. In this, let's check. Okay, this is also empty, so I have removed that. Okay, and then the network setting. So first of all we have to go to file and preferences. So if you go to preferences in network, there is a host only networks. Okay, so first of all we need to change this one. Like I said, I will use 192.168.1.2, but if you see here, it is 192.168.56. so if this is the IP address of the host network, so we are not able to communicate with our main operating system that is installed on our laptop. Okay, so for sharing and other, if we want to share any files and other any ISO or something, so we need to communicate with our host operating system. Okay, so first of all I am going to change this one also, 1.1. so I have started from 1.2. okay, this is the IP address of our host card, means virtual box host only card. And then you can enable DHCP server, or if you want you can, but in my case I am going to disable it because I am using static IP instead of DHCP server. So we can do one thing, we can set it enable over here, but we are going to change this one dot, so in the future it will not going to trouble us. Okay, because when we install some client machine while discover the clients and server in SCOM, so at that time we need this DHCP server, otherwise we need to configure the IP address for client manually. Okay, so I'm going to enable it, but for these three servers, SCOM DC1, SQL server, SCOM server, we are going to change it from automatic to static. Okay, so I guess we have configured the network and for VirtualBox, so click OK and yes. So if you go to this SCOM DC1 and then the setting and network setting, this should by default this should be NAT. Okay, but we need to change it to host only adapter. Okay, and we have to do the same thing with the others also. So I guess I have already done. Okay, now we will go to our SCOM DC1 virtual server, and if we check the IP address, so it is still showing as 56 because we have first started the server, so we should change it to means we have to shut down and restart to take the reflect, or we can do one thing, there is only ipconfig/release. Okay, if we now check, okay, slash renew. So it is going to take, okay, still not change. So no problem, actually we have already started the servers, so it's not going to change the setting, but actually we are going to choose our static IP address. So we are going to change this from automatic to static. So 192.168.1.2, and the default gateway we can configure at 168.1.1. okay, and then the DNS. So for SCOM DC1, DNS should be 127.0.0.1. okay, for others the IP address of this server is SCOM DC1. okay, click on close. So if I go to command prompt and hit the command once again, so now this is 1.2. okay, and now other thing, like if we want, again if we check the IP address of this server, so it should be also 56. So if we want to change it from here, you can just disable it, and again if you enable it, I think it will change the IP address. It will take the new one. okay, oh no, so I guess we need to restart. No problem. So actually we are going to move it to static, so no problem over here. 192.168.1.3 SQL Server 192.168.1.1, and the DNS server should be the IP of this server is SCOM DC1. okay, so 192.168.1.2. okay, close, and again close, and same with the SCOM server. So cmd ipconfig, it should be also, this has you can see this has 10.0.2.15. so actually it takes some time to reflect, or it might be I haven't changed the network setting for this one probably. okay, so you can see this is NAT, so the IP address of NAT is 10.0.2.15. so we need to change to host only adapter. So how it's work, like when we choose the other, so that thing we will discuss in other lesson, where I will show you about just for virtualization what the VMware works, what is the options of VMware boxes. okay, so now you have to just change it to host only adapter and hit OK, and now it will change from, okay, this is good. So if we do now ipconfig, okay, actually it takes a little bit of time. So again we can try this method, we can enable and disable the IP address, Ethernet card. So we can disable it, put it for a time disabled, and after some time, means about 10 to 20 seconds, we can enable it. So let's see what happened. So it is identifying now, so it might, yeah, you can see now it is from cross to. So if we now do the IP config, so this is something 190. okay, actually right now it is a pipa address, it is not taking the IP address from DHCP server, so we can wait for that. Okay, it is not able to find the DHCP server. So if we do ipconfig slash renew, it will go to DHCP server and check for the new IP. But you know, in lab environments, actually sometimes it won't work what we want. Like sometimes behavior is something different. So I recommend you to first change these settings before doing the changing the things. Means first we have to first go to preferences and change the setting of network setting over here, and then start your computers. Okay, so it won't trouble you. Okay, an error occurred, so no problem. We can just make it static and then we will see what is going on. Oh, so you can see now we are taking the 56 IP address. So actually it takes some little bit of time. So let's check from preferences. I might have, okay, I have put it 111. This is due to cache thing. Okay, so if we can now change the setting from automatic to static. Okay, we will troubleshoot that thing later. So one dot, this should be 4. Okay, and then 192.168.1.1, and in DNS the IP of 192.168.1.2, that is the IP of domain controller. Okay, hit on OK, close. So if we now check the IP address, this should be 168.1.4. Now if I try to ping our other server 192.168.1.2, so it should be pingable. So you can see this is a reply from 1. So now 2, 3, it's also working, and if we itself 4, yeah, it's working. So now from SQL server, let's check ping 192.168.1.2, it's working, and for 3 itself it's working, and 4 SCOM server. Okay, there is a timeout. Okay, the thing is, you know, this is due to firewall is on. So you can go to control panel. We are already on control panel. So you can go to home and then the window firewall, you can turn it off. Okay, now ping, yeah, So you can see now it is able to ping, because if it is on, so ping will say request timeout. Okay, so now you can see every computer is talking to each other. Yeah, it's able to communicate with each other. So now you can do the next thing, that is BG info part. So if you go to internet and you can just search for BG info, it will populate it on this is the first result, and you can download it from here. Okay, you have to just download it. I have already downloaded, so that is over here. So you can see, so I have created one shared folder and I put it over here, so I can take it from there. So let's check first what is the IP address of this VirtualBox host only network. Okay, if it is 56.1, then we are not able to communicate. Okay, actually I have given it from myself, no problem. So okay, click on OK. So it should be searchable. So if I go to DC1 and able to ping that from DC1, ping 192.168.1.1. okay, I am able to ping. And for 2, so itself server, yeah, and for .3 working, and .4 also working. Okay, so now we can go to //192.168.1.1. okay, so first of all you have to provide the authentic credential from of your host operating system. So I have hello world and the password is okay. So if you hit okay, so you can see here this is the my shared folder that I have shared over here in the host. So just right click. Okay, so you can first copy it on your local disk. Okay, now you can just double click, and this is 64-bit, so I am going to run this one. Agree. Okay, so by default there are many things, so you can control A and delete those things, and we are basically interested in IP address, okay, and the name of the server. So machine domain, network card not interested, OS version, service pack, those are not. Oh, this one, host name. Okay, click on OK. So now if you go to desktop, it is showing over here what is the host name. So actually we are going to change the host name also. So if you run that BG info once again, actually this is very in the corner, so we need to change the position of the BG info. So once again I'm going to run it. Okay, and I can change the position from here to on the top. Okay, hit OK. Yeah, now it's fine. Okay, I can see the IP address is 192.168.1.2 and the machine domain is workgroup and host name is this one. So for SCOM DC1 I am going to change the host name to SCOM DC1. okay, so go to system properties. Okay, there is no option, so we have to go from here. right click, properties. So name is currently been something something, so we have to change it for our readable SCOM DC1. And if you change the computer name, you have to reboot the server. Means it will automatically ask to reboot it. Okay, so we have to just restart. Okay, and meanwhile we are going to do the same thing on the others server also. So on SQL server, I am again going to talk to 192.168.1.1. Okay, it will also ask for credential. Just put your credential and copy this bg info from shared folder to your local. So if you paste over here and then just open it, run it, so remove these one, and I am interested in IP address, machine domain, and the host name. Click on OK. Oh, we forgot one thing, the position. Okay, so we need to put it on top for our convenience, because in the bottom it is difficult to see. The same thing with the SCOM server, you can skip it. So again going to do the same thing. It will ask for credential, provide the credential, and thus copy this one. This is a security warning, so don't worry. Just copy this to your local. Okay, so for other server we are not going to change the host name right now. We are going to change the host name when we will join it to domain controller. So meanwhile everything is set. We have set the network configuration changes, and now we are just fine with it. And the third one is host name. Okay, and again the position is on the top corner. Okay, so now if you can see, login, this one is SQL server. So when I will change the host name, then this is very easy to understand on which server I am currently on. Okay, so right now the server name is something different. So if you check on the SCOM DC1, so let me check why it's not populated. So if you go to properties, okay, computer name is SCOM DC1. So I think we need to run the setup once again. Okay, now it's changed to SCOM DC1. Actually that is compressed, so it is not working correctly. You can just extract it, then it will work. Actually we have set up the network configuration. Now next is going to do the Active Directory part. We are going to install Active Directory on SCOM DC1. Okay, thank you.